You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us.
Our top story tonight, some breaking news. The Sarasota Police Department is on the scene of a possible crime scene.
According to police, human remains were found on Gillespie Avenue near the Newtown community. People who know that area are speculating that it may be the remains of missing teen Jabez Spann. Police say it is too early in the investigation to identify who the remains belong to. Spann was last seen on September 4th. He was 14 years old when he went missing, and he disappeared after he witnessed a murder.
It's too early to tell at this point if these human remains, what we believe to be human remains, belong to Jabez Spann. It's unknown if it's an adult or if it's a child, but I can tell you that every member of the Sarasota Police Department is going to work as quickly and as diligently as possible to determine exactly who these belong to.
Sarasota Police teaming up with the FBI and FDLE to offer a $50,000 reward for any information leading to Spann's whereabouts. Again, police want people to know who live in that area to know that Gillespie Avenue will be closed from 19th Street to 21st Street until at least sunset. This is a developing story. We will continue to keep you updated as details come into our newsroom.
A Sarasota man is behind bars after deputies say he stole a car while a 9-year-old child was in the back seat. Fortunately, the young girl was able to escape the car before Thomas White drove off. It all happened on Saturday in the parking lot of Lowe's off of Fruitville Road in Sarasota. As the victim was loading mulch into his car, deputies say White jumped in the front seat and then drove off. Following a chase, White was captured and taken into custody near the intersection of Bee Ridge and Cattleman. He now faces charges of carjacking, kidnapping, and vehicle theft.
Sarasota police are trying to identify the man in this photo who they say was seen trying to smash a car window. Police say the man wearing all black and carrying a large black duffel bag was seen throwing a rock at the back window of a car. If you recognize him, call Sarasota Police.
New surveillance video shows a murder suspect talking to a Bradenton woman. Investigators say she later murdered to assume her identity. The video shows Lois Rice at a Fort Myers restaurant talking with Pamela Hutchinson. The Bradenton woman was found shot to death in a Fort Myers condo just a few days later. Her credit cards, driver license, and car were missing. The search continues for Rice today, who authorities believe ran off to Texas. The manhunt began back in March after Minnesota authorities say she killed her husband. Rice is considered armed and dangerous.
All right, let's change gears and check our weather on an unusually cool day for middle of April. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, it feels like middle of February. Really high temperatures, not even getting to 70 today, and that's a result of that west to northwesterly wind flow behind the cold front, which brought 64-mile-an-hour wind gusts to the Venice airport. And you can see just a beautiful sunny day, but high wave action out there, causing all sorts of headaches for beachgoers in terms of rip currents. On top of that, boating has been non-existent really as a result of the small craft advisories in effect. Get a look at this. These are lows to start things off tomorrow morning. 50 in Northport with a wind out of the north. It'll feel colder, and 53 in Port Charlotte. So you might need a jacket or sweater to start things off. In fact, I would advise that tomorrow morning. You'll be able to get rid of that by the afternoon. But it's 58 in Longboat Key, 55 in Braden, 50 in Parrish. The expected low a little bit warmer right near the water, with the water temperature still in the low 70s. Currently, it's sunny. It's 67 degrees, and the dew point is at 51. Winds are still a little bit brisk out there west-northwest. We'll have much more on the rest of the week, as well as when the next cold front is due to arrive. Come up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Weeks after Governor Rick Scott signed legislation limiting the number of opioid prescriptions in the state, Congressman Vern Buchanan of the Suncoast taking action at the federal level. The Opioid Emergency Response Act is a combination of 7 different bills. If passed, they will reduce opioid use among Medicare patients and will stop drugs like fentanyl and carfentanil from coming into the country by requiring more intense screening by the U.S. Postal Service. Buchanan says drug overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans under the age of 50.
Everybody says we're not putting enough resources in it compared to the challenge and the problem that it is. This is about $3.5 billion. I think it's very substantial. We've done some funding in the past, but we need to go to this level to get it done.
Buchanan will introduce the bill this week in the U.S. House.
Now to a local story that made headlines across the country. Today, many students protesting Braden River High School's dress code policy with what they're calling a bra caught. It's a protest spearheaded by 17-year-old Lizzie Martinez, who was told that she was being a distraction for not wearing a bra to school. Today, she called on female students to leave their bras at home and for male students to place bandages over their shirts.
You can say anything's distracting because it's just like a very broad term. So I think that that's why they put it back on dress code, because they realized that what they did with me moving around and putting band-aids over my nipples was completely inappropriate.
Braden River High School sent a message to parents and students last night reminding them that this is a critical time for testing and graduation preparations. The school also said it would abide by the dress code policy and wanted to limit disruptions with protests and demonstrations like the one held today.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival canceled yesterday because of weather. Shutting down one day costs thousands of dollars in lost revenue.
And a favorite spot in Bradenton is closing down. We'll tell you the new plans for where the Aces Lounge currently stands.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport just recently welcomed Allegiant Airlines to the area, connecting the Suncoast to several Midwestern cities.
Now, a recent report by 60 Minutes blasts the safety record of Allegiant and has many passengers thinking twice about booking a flight with the low-fare airline. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is here with reaction from a former FAA examiner. Dwayne?
Well, guys, it's interesting. That examiner says he's never flown Allegiant and never will. And also a frequent flyer here who's purchased a ticket that says he may pass on his flight as well.
When Devin Rowe first heard SRQ had partnered with Allegiant Air, he was ecstatic.
My family that all lives in Indianapolis area, they use it quite a bit.
He even has a flight on Allegiant leaving from SRQ in less than a month. But after seeing a report on 60 Minutes that questioned the airline safety record and conducting his own research, he had second thoughts.
I was quite alarmed.
So is former college professor of airline maintenance, Byron Greenlaw. For 23 years, he's been a designated examiner for the FAA.
I would not fly on Allegiant Airlines. They have a history of maintenance problems, well known in the industry.
He says while major airlines hire their own maintenance people, low-cost airlines like Allegiant outsource mechanical work.
You have a separate entity that is dealing with the maintenance. I think that may be part of the problem.
He points to the airline changing their culture and their business model if they have any chance of surviving, and says the FAA may make a few changes as well.
Now that it's public knowledge to that degree, I think that the FAA will go back and look at this in a much more stringent way.
Greenlaw saying the FAA has evolved over the years, implementing protocol in a different way.
Where now they're more working with the operation, whether it's a local flight operation or maintenance operation here in Sarasota, or at an airline, that they're going to try to resolve these issues.
As for Rowe, it may be a last-minute decision as whether he purchases another flight or sticks with the original plan to fly Allegiant.
I don't live in fear, and I'm not a naysayer, but boy, you know, this really has me thinking.
Now, we were able to speak with the CEO of Sarasota Bradenton International, Rick Piccolo, who says he looks to the FAA to oversee and enforce any issues it has with the airline. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. 2 men are facing potential criminal charges for trying to take their guns in their carry-on bags at Tampa International Airport today. One passenger had 2 guns in his carry-on, and then a couple hours later, another passenger tried to get onto his flight with a loaded gun in his carry-on as well. TSA calling police immediately and escorted those passengers out of the checkpoint area. The TSA is reminding passengers that firearms are prohibited on carry-on bags. So far this year, TSA officers at Tampa International have found 24 firearms at security checkpoints, and a total of 97 were found all of last year.
Wow, it's a big number. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will have your first alert weather forecast for the week ahead right after this.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks during the spring sales event. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get up to $12,400 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
Again, good to have Jacqueline
Yes,
back.
welcome back.
She was here. Were you here for the stormy stuff yesterday?
No, I wasn't. My flight in, I was actually
yeah.
worried I was going to be affected by
Right,
that and my flight get canceled. Luckily, it wasn't, but where I was in California, it was, oh my gosh, unbearably hot there.
Yeah, well, they're getting hit now by heavy rain and snow. We'll show you that in a minute, but we had our rough weather here. Nice now, though. The weather is nice as far as the sky goes, but boy, the sea state's still up. There are still advisories until 8 o'clock, rip current, as well as high surf and small craft, but those should be gone tomorrow. Beautiful sunset expected tonight. I wanted to show you a recap of yesterday. We were on the air Facebook Live at this time, and this is right around 2:30 or so. The warning came out for the northern tip of Anna Maria Island for a waterspout and tornado. There it is. You can see from the shear tracks here. It went right through Pinellas County, did cause some damage there. Then another waterspout developed. You can see it just after Anna Maria. That, again, showing that shear track off that way. This is the storm track again. We had the waterspout there near Egmont Key spotted. Also, this particular tornado did cause some damage there near St. Petersburg. Large tree went down, and then the waterspout popping up right there near, again, MacDill Air Force Base. Now, Venice had 64-mile-an-hour winds. You don't see as much of a signature here. This is more straight line winds from this signature. And again, that was recorded at the Venice airport. The wind gust up to 64 miles an hour just after 4:20 or so. Well, here's the watches and warnings. High surf advisory in effect until 8. Small craft advisory in effect as well till 8. We got some rainfall, some beneficial rains, not as much in Venice, 0.2 of an inch, 0.4 in Northport. Right there at Sarasota, Bee Ridge, and 41 over an inch and a half, and in Manatee County about a ½ inch over most areas. Chilly start to Tuesday. We're going to get cold for Florida standards. Anyway, we'll have upper 40s, low 50s, a warmer Wednesday, and then another cold front expected to arrive late Sunday and into Monday, bringing with it another chance for some beneficial rains. Now, the day planner looks good for Tuesday. We're talking high temperatures still below seasonal averages. Our average high at 81 degrees, but we'll see highs into the mid-70s. We'll start off pretty chilly, though, into the low to mid-50s, and currently we have 67 degrees, and the dew point is at 51. The winds out of the west-northwest at 13. The high today, well below average at 69. Our normal high, 81. The record, 94, set back in 1994. Dew point temperatures are still low. In fact, into the low 50s here. Orlando at 42. These are typical dew points you would see into January and February, not here in mid-April. Well, I talk about the two storms over the two coasts. This one, an upper level low, which continues to feed us that west and northwest wind. Around it, snow falling as far south as Tennessee tonight. West Virginia, also some snow showers into Michigan. Pinwheeling around that low into northeast Indiana. Near, again, Fort Wayne and down into Cincinnati, some snowfall there. Buffalo getting it. And here's that other storm out west. This is a pretty big one, too. You can see that low spinning right through San Francisco. Heavy snow in the Sierra Nevada range. And in the center, not much going on, high pressure dominating. But there goes the one storm tomorrow. Still some snow tomorrow morning and over the northeast. Here comes another quick hitter into Iowa. More snow for those folks. So it looks like winter refuses to give up right now across much of the northern states. Highs tomorrow will be in the low 40s to upper 30s in places like Cleveland, and Kansas City will get up to 62. For boaters tomorrow, it gets a little bit better. Still a little bit of a chop out there with 2 to 4 foot seas, and winds will be out of the north at 5 to 10 knots, 15 by the afternoon. Here's your 7-day then, 77. So it'll warm up in the afternoon after a pretty chilly start. We get back to average temperatures and then above average for the rest of the work week into the weekend. And notice temperatures 85 on Friday. It starts to moisten up a bit just in advance of that cold front on Sunday. Expect a few more clouds around Sunday afternoon and Sunday night and Monday. That's our best chance for rain, and looks like that will be going higher too. Monday's chance now at about 50%. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Yesterday, severe weather forcing the cancellation of a major Suncoast event. The 26th annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival was limited to 2 days instead of 3. Yesterday's cancellation wasn't just disappointing for those who wanted to attend. It was also a huge letdown to the Venice Special Olympic athletes who benefit from the event. At least 5,000 people were expected to attend on Sunday, and it's estimated at least $20,000 was lost in ticket sales alone. But event organizers say they're not letting that get them down.
What are you guys going to do now?
Just going to regroup and get ready for next year.
Not going to be broken-spirited.
Never, 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 never. We're here for next year.
The Venice Special Olympics program is accepting donations to help offset some of that lost revenue.
A longtime favorite place to listen to local bands is now closing its doors. Ace's Lounge in Bradenton announcing the closure over the weekend. An employee tells ABC7 that another business is now going up in place of that bar. Ace's hopes to relocate nearby and announce a new venue in the coming weeks.
Investigators are working to find out what caused a damaging fire at a popular surf shop on Holmes Beach yesterday. It happened just before 3 at the West Coast Surf Shop on Gulf Drive. You can see the flames engulfing the surf shop in this video taken Sunday. The manager was able to evacuate more than 24 people inside. According to West Manatee Fire and Rescue, it took about 15 firefighters to put it out. They estimate it caused more than $250,000 in damage.
Coming up, we'll take you to Sources of Inspiration by La Musica.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an account executive to join our winning sales team. This is an outside sales position covering the Tampa DMA. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
Tonight, fallout from the bombshell interview. President Trump responds to James Comey, what the former FBI director revealed. The president and the White House in full damage control and fighting back. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Well, it's not just great beaches and interesting architecture that makes the Suncoast a great place to call home.
It's also world-class cultural events that put Sarasota in the international spotlight. ABC7's Linda Carson takes us to one such event, La Musica.
33 years ago, musician Derek Hahn was living in Oslo, Italy.
Oslo is a very little town, a hill town in Italy outside of Venice. I think the population is less than 1,000. I mean, it really is a small town. There is one traffic light in town.
He had a friend, Bruno Garana.
I was on tour with a piano quartet in the United States, and we had a concert in Sarasota, and we came to the museum in Sarasota, and in Sarasota I saw this beautiful thing, which was the Oslo Theater.
Years later, when Derek invited Bruno to play in a music festival in Oslo, Bruno told him a shocking story.
And he said, I was in Sarasota, Florida, and did you know there's the original theater from Oslo? And I said, the original theater from Oslo? And he told me the story of how John Ringling had bought the original Oslo theater and brought it here to Sarasota.
The castle is still standing in Oslo, Italy, so how did the theater get moved?
It was taken down because it was considered a fire hazard. And so when John Ringling, on his many trips to Venice, there was dismantled theater, and so he brought it back, had it fireproofed, and reconstructed it.
So as they performed together in that Oslo, Italy music festival, Derek and Bruno got an idea.
Bruno said, wouldn't it be a fantastic idea to actually bring a version of our festival to Sarasota, where the actual original theater is?
And that's how La Musica was born. Bruno rounded up talent.
So I started to try to put together good musicians from across the ocean, from Europe and United States.
The Suncoast welcomed them with open arms.
We sort of fit in and found ourselves becoming part of the community, which is for us a wonderful thing.
Musicians love coming here. Derek now lives here full-time, and Bruno continues to commute from Italy. And La Musica has become a Suncoast treasure.
We bring 2 weeks of chamber music with open rehearsals, so the public can see us put the pieces together for the concerts. And it's really just a shared love of music, in this case of chamber music particularly, that we share amongst ourselves and with our public.
La Musica's final concert of the season is April 18th, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at the Opera House. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you. They sound great.
Yeah, good music right there to wrap things up. Wrapping things up weather-wise, our wind advisories soon to expire, which is good, and things looking much better for the rest of the work week. Temperatures will be cold tomorrow. I mean, I know it's kind of unusual to say cold, but 54 is chilly for this time of year.
Yeah.
This might be it, too. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.
We'll see you again at 11. Have a good night.